Support disabled people who want to be elected to public office. Disabled people make up 22% of the population, but are underrepresented in political and public life. It is important that people in elected roles are representative of the people and communities that they serve. It is also important that disabled people see themselves represented at the highest levels of public life. Disabled people should be supported both to access and to remain in public office. The need for long-term solutions has been highlighted in research and by many stakeholders, including the Centenary Action Group on Disabled Women in Politics. The findings of our consultation reinforced this need. The extra costs associated with disability are a significant barrier for some candidates and potential candidates to elected office. Political parties have a duty to provide reasonable adjustments under the Equality Act 2010. The government provided some financial support in the past, such as the Access to Elected Office Fund, which ran between 2012 and 2015. While this funding gave valuable support to some disabled candidates, more effective and longer-term solutions are needed. In the consultation, DU proposed to review the funding available for reasonable adjustments for disabled candidates. The aim of this would have been to identify long-term solutions. DU also proposed setting up a gov.uk webpage to signpost guidance and training. Summary of consultation findings. 92% of written responses agreed that the government should better support disabled people to access elected office. At consultation events, disabled experts said centralised financial support was needed. It was suggested that this funding was needed as soon as possible. Suggestions were also made around how a new fund might be designed. The importance of increasing the representation of disabled people in elected office is clear. The financial and accessibility-related barriers are also clear. Through this consultation, we have heard that the current approach is not providing the financial support that some disabled candidates need. We've also heard from people who have stood for or been elected to office that our proposal did not go far or fast enough. Responses to the proposal to create an online hub were generally favourable. Some respondents, however, did not believe this to be a priority. Most respondents highlighted the need for any new hub to be accessible. This included providing non-digital options for people with low digital literacy or no internet access. Consultation responses also highlighted the need to ensure that workplaces for those elected to public office are accessible, and that disabled people in elected office have the support and flexibility they need after they are elected. In consultation events in particular, attendees said actions to make workplaces, buildings and processes more accessible should take priority, alongside work to establish a fund. Improving the representation of disabled people in elected office is not just about supporting disabled people to get elected. It is also vital to ensure that disabled people are properly supported to stay in post. This applies both to those who were already disabled when they were elected and to those who became disabled afterwards. The House of Commons and Parliamentary Digital Services Inclusion and Diversity Strategy 2023-27 includes plans for improvements over the next 4 years. One of its 3 key areas of focus is improving accessibility. This area includes 3 actions: improve physical accessibility, strengthen the focus on digital accessibility, strengthen disability confidence and competence in delivering services for colleagues and customers. Work to make these improvements has already started. Work at the local level is ongoing through the Department for Levelling Up, Housing and Communities, DLUHC. DLUHC has funded the Local Government Association to run a programme to increase the representation of disabled people in local politics. This includes a campaign to attract more disabled candidates, a disabled councillors leadership programme, one-to-one coaching for disabled councillors. As well as supporting the House of Commons, DU will start work to design a new way to provide funding for disabled people seeking elected office. This will help to establish a new, long-term approach to help with the extra financial costs associated with disability when standing for elected office. We will not develop an information hub over the coming year, but we'll review the case for this in the longer term. In the meantime, while this work is underway, DU will develop and publish new guidance by summer 2024 on how political parties and elected public bodies can best support disabled candidates, drawing on lessons from the Local Government Association's work in this area and other sources. This will help to improve support in the short term, while we establish a new long-term approach. Together with the work already taking place at the local level, these actions will support both the recruitment and retention of disabled people in elected office. Action 1. DU will work with disabled people to design a new way to provide financial support for disabled people to access elected office. This will be launched in 2025. We will work in collaboration with disabled people with a range of experience of elected office. We will ensure diverse representation across impairment types and backgrounds. Action 2. As a first step, DU will develop and publish new guidance. By summer 2024. On how political parties and elected public bodies can best support disabled candidates, drawing on lessons from the Local Government Association's work in this area and other sources. Action 3. DU will work alongside the House of Commons to support implementation of disability-related actions where possible. Disability Unit.